hearing protectors help to prevent noise-induced hearing loss. This could be anything from mild hearing loss to complete deafness or bad case of tinnitus. To protect yourself from permanent damage, use hearing protection devices to reduce the noise energy reaching and causing damage to the inner ear. In this video, we're going to focus on earmuffs, which are one of the most common types of personal protective equipment. We'll be asking questions such as what does SNR rating mean and which ear defender should you choose? Let's get to it. Usually, ear defenders consist of a hard plastic shell with an acoustic foam inside. Now, this foam increases air resistance, absorbing the sound waves and reducing the amplitude of those entering the ear. You can tell how effectively your ear defenders do this by checking their SNR rating. But what does SNR mean with ear defenders? It's an abbreviation. It stands for single number rating. It's basically a noise reduction rating, and it represents the amount of noise, all frequencies that the hearing protector attenuates when tested in a laboratory. Bear in mind though, ear defenders will perform better in a laboratory setting than in your warehouse, for example. This can be because of poor fit, wearing glasses or goggles. As a rule of thumb, for every 3 dB increase, the sound pressure doubles. However, when it sounds twice as loud to us, it's actually increasing by 10 dB. When noise levels exceed 85 dB in a workplace, it's mandatory to ensure that everybody is provided with appropriate hearing protection. The goal is to reduce the loudest noises to below this level. For example, if a hammer drill produces around 120 dB, an SNR of 37 drops it down to about 83 dB. You should aim for enough noise reduction to bring your noise exposure down to around 75 to 85 dB, which is a safe level even over a long period of time. And it's not just loud intermittent noises that are harmful. Being exposed to noises exceeding 85 dB over 8-hour shifts will slowly cause long-term hearing damage that you won't notice until everyday noises get harder to distinguish. And removing ear defenders during your shift, even for 5 minutes, can reduce effectiveness of the ear defenders by half. In short, intermittent loud noises such as chainsaw noises are harmful, but so is long exposure to quieter environments like factory floors or motorway verges. Please keep in mind that ear defenders are meant to protect your eardrums and hearing, not completely mute all external sounds. You might think that the bigger the better, but blocking 100% of sound might be good for your ears. Overprotection can reduce situational awareness, exposing you to hazards linked to not hearing what's going on around you. This often also leads to the habit of taking off your hearing protection and then risking damage to your hearing anyway. So what kind of ear defenders are suitable for your work task? Proper risk assessments should always be conducted on any workplace. But here are some rough ideas of what kind of ear defenders might be suitable for you. So these ear defenders, they're perfect for mowing the lawn. You might think, surely I don't need ear defenders just to mow the lawn, but petrol lawnmowers can be a lot noisier than you might think. Typically, they'll produce around 95 dB of noise. So these green Sonis ones, they have an SNR of 27. That'll take that 95 down to around 70 dB, which is absolutely perfect. So ideal for mowing the lawn, leaf blowers, 2-stroke motors, that sort of thing, or, you know, if you're mowing the lawn at 7 AM on a Sunday, it'll just keep the noise of the angry neighbours out. So what are the best ear defenders for construction workers? Well, to be honest, it's probably these. These are the Sonis Compacts from JSP, compact form factor and a relatively high SNR rating. They also fit onto a hard hat, which you'll be needing to wear anyway. Now, you may have noticed the SNR rating on the helmet mounted version is 1 lower than the headband version. That's just because the headband version creates a slightly tighter seal around the ear. Other thing to note is, if you are going to be buying ear defenders that fit onto a hard hat, you'll want to make sure they're going to be compatible with each other. Easiest way to do that is just buy them from the same manufacturer. These ones, as mentioned before, from JSP. Not actually allowed to use a chainsaw on site, so we just dubbed in some chainsaw noises in post. So the beefiest ear defenders are reserved for those who are working in loud environments for the longest periods of time. If you've been sat on a plane and you're looking out that window, or the ground workers, you've probably noticed they're probably wearing something like these. These are the JSP Sonis 3s. Now you might think,
Why can't I just bypass the other types and just go straight to the Sonos 3s and wear those all the time? Well, you don't want to put yourself at risk of other hazards by not being able to hear what's going on around you.
Remember, all ear protection increases the amount of bacteria propagation in your ears. So when it is essential for your work, be sure to have periods of time outside of work where you don't wear anything over your ears. Wash your ears thoroughly too. This will give your ears a chance to recover from hours of being covered. Now for all the earmuffs I've talked about today, all the wearing parts are actually replaceable, which means you don't have to throw away the whole pair if the padding is a bit worn. Check out this video if you want to find out more about that.